Hi all. Today we're going to be diving into GIMP. We're going to start off by creating a brand new texture. This is going to be 1280 by 720. And we're going to simply change this background using Shift B to a charcoal color. And we're going to be making a simple text. We're going to swap the colors here. So we're going to make this a little bit whiter. And we're going to make a text object and simply say sample text. Right off the bat, you can kind of see this text isn't aligned to the center. I can kind of approximate the center. Maybe it's right about here ish, but there's no guarantees. In fact, it's actually kind of off. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be making use of GIMP's image guides. And by doing so, it's going to mathematically have correct outputs every time. So we're going to go to image. We're going to go to guides. And there's two options that we can make use of that are extraordinarily effective. One of them is percentage, and one of them is by pixel. We're going to start off by doing a new guide. Our image length is 1280 from left to right. We're going to make this vertical, so it's going to go from top to bottom is what the guide is going to be. So we want the width, half width of this particular image. So 1280, half of that is 640. So what this is going to do is it's going to place a blue line in the middle for us. And this represents a guide. We can actually move this from side to side. We can actually remove it just by pulling it off the screen. But what this does is it gives us a position that you can actually use to determine where your center point is. And if we look very closely at these objects, you can see, since this is white, it's a little bit tougher, but there's an X right here that's displayed on this E. This little, or sorry, this cross rather, not an X. This cross represents the center point that exists within this particular layer. And as you can see, when we get closer and closer to this guide, eventually it will have some snapping. So you can kind of see that there's like a little snap effect. This means that this places this example layer exactly on where that guide position is. So when I move this all the way over and it snaps in, this means that the center point for this sample text is right aligned at exactly 50%. And we can refine this even further. Say we want to place this at 25% of the vertical. Sorry, this is pixels. We're going to just do some simple math instead of pixel math. We're going to place the horizontal line at 35%. So as you can see, there's another line that has appeared. We can actually use this in multiple different locations. We can align to the center points. So this snap to the center point in both directions. We can also use this for left alignments, bottom alignments, top alignments, etc., right alignments. And this becomes extraordinarily effective for placing our text in a particular location that we want to use. So here we have sample text centered. And for example, let's have another guide, excuse me, at roughly 45%. So we're going to place one, let's go instead, maybe 52, place it a little bit further underneath. So we'll go 52. And here's a new guide that we can place a brand new pivot at. So let's make another text. This one we're actually going to call subtitle. So if you're kind of picking up what I'm putting down, we can actually make use of this for good alignment. So here's a subtitle object. And if we rename this one to title, we can actually make use of these alignments so that things end up being mathematically correct on where their placements need to be. So title and subtitle, it looks very visually pleasing with very little effort of trying to find out where we need to place things. So I hope this kind of helps you for working in various placements of objects, because you can actually use this for images too. So if we, made a quick brand new layer here, fill this in, we can also, place this. We're gonna actually move this to the actual so it's not all the way around. Um, but you can see that this also snaps to these particular lines as an object. And you'll notice also here, I clipped to this to the content, but you can see when you create a brand new layer, this center point is all the way kind of where the S is right now, just above the S. And that's actually the center point. So even though the square is all we have, the center point is wherever the layer is. Um, so just keep that in mind. Like if I were to expand these text objects, the center point would kind of shift. So if you want things centered more accurately, you're going to have to make sure that your layers are correct. But hopefully this helps when you're creating various layers and objects and text to use guides to help you kind of guide you on your creations. Hope this helps. Cheers, dudes.